Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Here we go. 913-408-7710. 913-408-7710. An open line on a Tirade Tuesday. Let's kick it off and start with Marvin. He is in Liberty. What's up, Marvin? What's your tirade?
Well, sir, the sheriff you had on just lied. No one up here was noticed. No one up here was told anything. They had one little 12 by 18 sign they just put up in front of this property saying that they were going to change the use of it. This is not just a shooting range. There's two 50-yard ranges, a 100-yard range, an indoor range, a flashbang grenade house they built so they can practice breaching rooms. There's a tower that they can train to shoot from. This facility is going to be used by FBI and everybody around here. That's fine. The problem is they're also going to use flashbang grenades and other stuff, and it's supposed to start from 6 till 11 o'clock. If they want to do this from 8 till 5, I don't have such a big problem with it. But if you're going to run this shooting range from 6 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, that's a little much with flashbang grenades.
Very understandable there, Marvin. Very understandable. We'll keep on this story for you up there, all right? And we'll see what we can do to hopefully ease some of your concerns.
There's a meeting at the Liberty Courthouse tonight at 6:30. It's the first time we've had a chance to talk to anyone in 2 years. They approved this 2 years ago, approved the money for it a year ago, and we just found out this week.
6:30 tonight at the Liberty Courthouse.
Yep.
All right. Good stuff there, Marvin. Thank you for that. And keep us posted as well. We'll be on the story for you up there.
Thank you, sir. Love your show.
Thank you very much there, Marvin. Appreciate you, man. 913-408-7710. Tirade Tuesday. John in Topeka. Go ahead, John.
Hey, the movie The Sound of Freedom is a giant spotlight on the southern border and what the Biden administration is doing down there, and it just can't help but to be totally infuriated about what's going on. And I highly suggest watching the movie and then looking at the sexualization of our children and the LGBTQ and what's happening. It makes you just your blood boil.
Sound of Freedom. It's on my to-watch list. They got a little vacation coming up here the next couple of weeks, so I will be putting that on my list there, John. I appreciate that one. That's good.
And there's free tickets. If you can't afford to go, there's free tickets. You can find free tickets online to The Sound of Freedom.
Good deal. That is, it's getting a lot of good publicity. Well, at least good publicity from those who, think it's important to highlight the real story of what's happening at the southern border. Normally this stuff will be covered by, the news media, but since it's not being covered by the news media, it's got to be done in movie form in some cases. 913-408-7710 on a Tirade Tuesday. Got an open line for you, 913-408-7710. Eddie's in Kansas City. What's up, Eddie?
Hey, good morning, Pete. Hey, this is the one my wife told me about. She was at the airport taking my kids to my grandkids, dropped off. And I go, how was it? She goes, it was amazing, but it smelled like sewer. So the baggage area down below there, she said, had a big sewer smell. She asked the guy working there, and he goes, yeah, it's been like that for a while. Then I noticed out front they had a bunch of tractors and stuff. So I just want to let you know that it kind of ruined the whole trip for us, smelling the sewer smell outside the airport.
So it smells like crap at the airport is what you're telling me.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, all right.
That and Quentin Lucas's voice, I guess. I don't know. All right.
All right. Thank you very much there, Eddie. All right. Well, I'm going to be taking my first trip up that way in the next couple of days. So I will have a full report on the airport experience, which I've been waiting to do since February. I've only done one pickup there in the last 4 months. Mike in the Northland. Mike, what's your tirade on a Tuesday? Let it rip.
What up, Pete, buddy? It's been a while since I saw you at the Reparations Committee. You know who I am, right?
If this is Mike in North KC who introduced himself afterwards at the Reparations Committee, I try to forget that, Mike. I try to forget that night, Mike, because it was such a clown show. But anyway, Yes, go ahead.
There's not a lot to forget because the mayor and these so-called feckless black leaders, especially these black preachers, half of Kansas City that would be entitled to reparations, they weren't even there because the information is not getting out into the black community. There is no KPRS,
Mike,
none of these radio stations.
What about, that's a good point. What about you? I thought the audience looked like it was more than 50% black, yourself included, so you're saying that's not enough.
No, I would say it was more like maybe 20% black. And guess what? How did I find out about it? It was thankful to your show, thankful to 7:10 a.m., because you guys are putting the news out there.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part is more black people need to start listening to your show. And I'm sick of these politicians and these little cliques that are running around Kansas City. And, of course, I'm the boogeyman because I like to talk about why Mayor Lucas and these black ministers and everybody else is basically hoarding the potential for reparations. And so I'm going to leave it at that because
all right.
I don't want to say some words that are unchristianly.
Well,
God bless you, brother.
Drop the mic there, Mike. I'm with you. I think we think that everyone in Kansas City, white, black, Latino, Asian, they should all be listening. But I'm good with that. Mike making the case door to door in black neighborhoods around Kansas City to get more listeners here on KCMO to this show in particular. There you go. And he's finding out about reparations events through this show. That's interesting. Not through other media outlets in town, but through this show. That's pretty telling. How about that? Frank in Raytown. Frank, what's your tirade?
Well, I first want to say that you've been fitting in pretty well in here for being a foreigner and all.
Okay. It's only been 5.5 years, but I'm glad you got it off your chest there, Frank. Okay.
Well, my tirade is against these Democrat officials, elected and otherwise, that just are working so hard to destroy our country. And I have just want to say one phrase, the Latin phrase, kind of translated and paraphrased, is don't let the demon rats grind you down.
All right there, Frank. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Appreciate the kind words. You're doing great, Frank. You're doing great. Keep it up. Larry, Prairie Village. What's your tirade, Larry?
Hey, this new movie that's out, is it called The Sound of Freedom? Is that the title of it?
Yes, that is the title of it.
Okay. Well, I've saw some clips and I've read some reviews on it. And they say if you're a conspiracy theorist, you'll love this movie because it's a QAnon-based kind of thing that children's blood is being sucked out for the elite and that they're draining something off children's brains to give to people to make them feel youthful. And it's just a complete groan of a movie because it's so ridiculous. It's based on QAnon conspiracy theories that children are...
Where'd you read that? The New York Times?
Well, if I read it in the New York Times, it'd be a lot more legitimate than any, let's say, Christian review of the whole thing, which they're buying into it, hook, line, and sinker.
Larry, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not here to defend it. I'm just saying I've heard a lot of good things. And I don't think it's...
Well, you've read a lot of good things.
And it's not because it's QAnon crazy, from what I understand there, Larry. So
it is QAnon crazy.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
No, but I've read numerous reviews.
Okay, all right. Larry, you haven't seen the movie. You
didn't know the name of it.
He didn't know the name of the movie, but I've read a lot of reviews. Come on, Larry. Jeez.
Come on, man.
Justin's up north. Justin, what do you got for me in a Tirade Tuesday?
Hey, if you are a 15 handicap and it takes you 2.5 to 3 minutes to line up your drive, your second shot, your putt, whatever it is, please, for the rest of us, get off the golf course. You're driving us all nuts.
That may be the greatest tirade in the history of Tirade Tuesdays. You are, boy, I love you, Justin. That was outstanding.
Well, let's tee it up sometime. We'll try it.
Well, here's the thing, and this is to Justin's point. I'm probably a 20-some-odd handicap, but there's one thing you will never say about me. I held you up. I can't stand golfing with people who stink like I do, and we're out there for 4.5 hours. It's like this sport is hard enough as is. Why are we going to torture ourselves? Let's do this in 3 hours and 40 minutes, and let's get to the 19th hole already. Because that's the best part. I like playing golf. I don't like playing golf for 4.5 hours. It's infuriating. And there's people that I play with that want to take that long, and I just can't do it. I can't. I'm not lining up. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to swing. It might go in the right direction. It might not, and then I'm on to the next one, and that's it. Oh, that is beautiful. That is very well done. 913-408-7710. Tirade Tuesday's in the books. It is in the books. I'm sorry if you didn't get through. We'll do it again next week. All right? It's always here on Tuesdays at 8:35. Don't you worry.